show. The shirt is once again off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Oh my God, the 80s call. They want their style back. That was today's musical accompaniment is brought to you today by Deep Sleep and their first song today, Girl Sleeper. For those of you who aren't familiar, how it is I pick the music for the show. I really quite pick randomly from what's available to me through Spreaker.com. They have a bunch of unsigned artists who place their music on for free. I pick them. I used to try to go out of my way to, find the best music possible to go along with the show. But then I realized that's wasting my fucking time. So instead, I pick a band, I pick 4 songs, and then I go with it. Sometimes they rock, sometimes they suck, sometimes you want to commit suicide, and it just happens. That's all I'm saying. It happens. Hope you guys are doing well out there. Today being, what the fuck is today's day? Oh yeah, it's October 18th. That's right. We're already better than halfway through the best month of the year because it has the best holiday of the year. That being, of course, Halloween. Duh. A lot going on out there. Hope you guys are having fun, getting ready for the big day. I don't care for those people that aren't into Halloween. They're not into the dressing up and the scary movies and the Halloween specials on TV. And my girlfriend and I, we watch like Halloween Wars on the Food Channel, again, the cooking channels. We watch people like carve gigantic pumpkins and make like gigantic life-size, monsters and werewolves, and it's just a lot of fun. It's just one of the best holidays around, underappreciated, everywhere except apparently here in West Hollywood, which I gotta tell you, if you've never been to Halloween in West Hollywood, you gotta do it once. It's like Mardi Gras, okay? It's like one of those things that you gotta do just once. It's like New Year's Eve in New York City, You gotta do it at least once, It's just one of those things. So I know I'm gonna be going out. I'll be dressing up. I'll be posting pictures and whatnots and hopefully videos. I know slowly but surely you may have noticed that my show is getting better. I'm getting better video, better shows that are more often. Maybe not in the last week or so, but I've been busy, so back off, screw. In any case, what is going on in your world today? Let's just start off with a couple of small stories. How about that? Big story here. Especially for those of us that live here in Hollywood, in Los Angeles. Apparently, people that live by the Hollywood sign are getting sick and tired of people coming to go and look at the Hollywood sign. Yeah, they're pissed off about it. Apparently, it creates traffic problems. It has people trespassing on their property. It has people taking up what's really not their parking spaces, but they think that they are. And they'd like it if, people would... if the city would institute some regulations as to how many people can come up and look at the sign, how many tour buses could come up and have people look at the sign. And I'm thinking, you know what, go fuck yourself. You're the one that decided to live right underneath the sign. Now, I live here in Los Angeles. I've seen the sign more times than I fucking care to. I've been up to see the sign more times than I fucking care to. I used to work in that neighborhood, and I would have to go up there. And you know what? Honestly, for those of us that live in Los Angeles, looking at the sign, the Hollywood sign, is right up there with looking at, the Statue of Liberty when I lived in New York. It's like, yeah, it's great, it's there, but I see it every fucking day. I don't care anymore, So, but as for the people that, that live up in the Hollywood Hills there, and they're all pissed off because people keep coming up to see the Hollywood sign. Go fuck yourselves. You're a bunch of mamby-pamby little bitches. Okay, what else have we got here? This I thought was a real funny story and quite apropos for Halloween coming up here. An Oceanside man accused of killing his wife and then cooking her body parts has died of cancer before trial. That's right. One Frederick Joseph Hengel, 69, had pleaded not guilty, died in the jail infirmary. Hingle was arrested November 16th, 2012. That's a little over a year ago. Yeah, almost a year ago. After neighbors complained about a foul odor coming from his home and the sound of a power saw. Police found Hingle's wife's head in the freezer. And yet he pleaded not guilty. What huevos on that motherfucker. Oh my God. But you know what? He got out of it. He died. You know what? I think he probably knew that he was dying of cancer the entire time. So he figured, fuck it. Kill the bitch now. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in jail. Well, he did, theoretically, but not like the way the government would have liked to have punished him. Let's see. Here's something that I found a little on the interesting side here. Walmart will not be opening up a store in India. Now, let's consider this. Walmart, one of the biggest retailers in the world, is not opening a store in India. India, that boasts roughly 1.2 billion people, also known as 1/7 of the population of the entire world. 1 in 7 people in the world is Indian in India. But Walmart has decided not to open a store there. I actually have no jokes for this. I just found it just incredible. You'd think it'd be a perfect spot for it, But apparently, actually, Indians don't like the idea of going to a gigantic superstore and still prefer to go to small bazaars and plazas and open markets and farmers markets to do all their shopping and trading and what have you. So, go fig, right? Now, for those of you who are on Facebook, which is, pretty much everybody, those of you who have kids, you may have heard about this one. Facebook has decided that it's going to loosen its teen privacy policies. The social network will now be allowing kids 13 to 17 to share posts with people they do not know. Which basically means that, your teens can now post status updates and photos on Facebook for anyone to see. Now, I want you to really just take a step back really quickly here. Think about your kids. Let's just keep it simple. The ones between 13 and 17 years old. Do you really think they don't have a Facebook account without your permission? Do you really think that they're doing things on the internet without your permission? Of course they are. They're teenagers. That's what they do. No, does anybody really believe that up until now, kids between 13 and 17 were doing things on Facebook that were only allowed for kids between 13 and 17? Now, I have a Facebook account. I have a couple, actually. Fuck y'all, pay Facebook, motherfuckers. And the truth of the matter is, anybody can go on Facebook, sign up, lie about their age, and have a Facebook account that they can, post whatever the fuck they want. Think about it. There are kids out there, posting videos of themselves or other kids having sex, drinking, doing drugs, committing crimes. And, I'm sure that if those Facebook policies were really working, we wouldn't know all about it. But let's face facts, they're not working. And finally, this is a really, actually, very tragic news. I hope you guys are sitting down for this one. The Jonas Brothers have canceled their upcoming tour events. Yeah. Over creative differences. Okay, let me repeat that again. This is from the LA Times, a reputable newspaper. The Jonas Brothers have canceled their upcoming tour over creative difference. I can't say it with a straight face. I get the Jonas Brothers Kevin and Nick were scheduled to begin their 19-date tour Friday in Upper Darby, Pennsylvania. Spokesman Jesse Darris confirmed the cancellation and said fans can get a refund at the point of purchase. The group tweeted about the tour as recently as Tuesday, posting a picture of a poster of the Pennsylvania stop. The New Jersey trio, who shot to fame in 2007 with the release of their self-titled debut, had been scheduled to release their first album since 2009 soon, but the future of that project is unclear due to creative differences. The Jonas Brothers couldn't agree on the correct artistic direction for their band. God bless Coors Light. Okay. In much more serious news, I know I keep lying to you. Iran has renewed its "Death to USA" chant. When did they stop? Did I like blink? Did I miss a meeting? I'm 43 years old. I was born in 1970. I don't remember a time when Iran wasn't doing a "Death to the USA" chant. I mean, ever since Ayatollah Khomeini all the way to Ayatollah Assahola, I don't remember when Iran stopped. But according to this, at the formal Friday prayer ceremony, hardline Ayatollah Ahmad Khatami labeled President Obama a liar and revived the "Death to USA" mantra, whipping up worshippers with a series of denunciations of the, quote, "great Satan," end quote, another term he repeated with considerable relish. Quote, "Americans have tried in the past 35 years to topple the Islamic system, but failed." All right. In fact, Fazeh Hashemi Rafsanjani, the controversial daughter of ex-president Ali Akbar Hashemi Rafsanjani, one of Rouhani's mentors, publicly suggested that, quote, "Death to USA," end quote, could be deleted from the official discourse, though she cautioned the national interest must be considered before such a weighty decision was taken. Yeah. The question is, this is a quote now, the question is, has the United States in the last 35 years become less satanic? Khatami asked. Quote, "No, but 30 times more satanic." Or satanic, or however way you fucking look at it. Oh my God, I love this. This is actual news stories. This is really happening. And one more before we go on break. And this, apparently, right back here in California, Governor Jerry Brown has signed into law a measure sought by celebrities to protect their children's privacy, a bill to extend the family leave benefits, and a proposal for more earthquake sensors in California. Blah, 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 blah. All we heard is something about the paparazzi, most likely. The governor's signature on the privacy measure will make it a misdemeanor to attempt to photograph or videotape a child in a harassing manner if the image is being taken because the child's parent is a celebrity or public official. So if it's a private citizen, it's okay to videotape or photograph a child. That sounds a little out there, Jer. In any case, it's time for a fucking break. And to that purpose, we have more music by Deep Sleep and their song, She Breaks My Faith by Deep Sleep. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Was it like forever, but no one ever
with more Joe the Shirts off the cuff. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Now, you may have noticed today's title, Are Modern Kids Just a Pack of Pussies? Now, now the idea of this came to me yesterday. Was reinforced once again by my very lovely friend Penny Cantu. Because there are issues that Penny has that I'm going to talk about freely. But now, one of the things I've been talking about for the longest time is, in fact, cyberbullying. Whether or not it actually really exists. And apparently it does. You can cyberbully people. Okay, fine. So... I'm sorry. I'm one of these people that grew up in the 70s and 80s in the Bronx, New York, where, by the way, just to let you know, I am not a tough guy. I am a total pussy by New York City, Bronx standards. I am a total twat, okay? But, I was tough enough to know to not go around killing myself because people made fun of me. Gee, are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, let's look into this. This is a story today in Florida, in the LA Times. 2 girls are arrested in the suicide of a bullied student. Apparently, the 12-year-old was repeatedly badgered to kill herself, officials said in Florida. She was asked to kill herself. She was pressured. She was badgered. She was teased into killing herself. If I had been susceptible to killing myself just because other people told me to, I would have been dead 30 times over by now. Are you fucking with me? Anyway, let me tell you the story. Here we go. 2 classmates of Florida bullying victim Rebecca Ann Sedgwick have been arrested on suspicion of felony aggravated stalking 1 month after she leapt off a Lakeland cement plant to her death. Rebecca was 12. The suspects, both girls, are 12 and 14. Once again reinforcing the fact that you can be a bitch at any age. Now, they have not released the names of the 2 girls that did the bullying because they are, in fact, minors. You're wondering, how minor are they? Well, one of them is 14 and the other one is 12. Now, the 14-year-old was the ringleader. I don't know how you have a ring with only one other person in your group, but there you go. And apparently on Saturday, she posted on Facebook, hello, Facebook, and your new policies, quote, this is what she wrote now, yes, IK, also known as I know, I bullied Rebecca, all in capitals, and... she killed herself, but I don't care. This is what this chick wrote. According to this, the 14-year-old appeared to be the ringleader, reportedly confronting Rebecca and telling her she should, quote, should go kill herself, end quote, and, quote, should die, end quote. She called Rebecca ugly and told her to drink bleach to kill herself, officials said. Rebecca had become despondent and had taken to searching Google with terms such as how to get blades out of razors, how many Advil do you need to take to die, how many over-the-counter drugs do you take to die, and what not to say to a cutter. Now, for those of you who are unaware, a cutter is a person that routinely cuts themselves with blades of some sort or another. Many believe in an effort to feel something other than the feelings they're feeling at that time. I'm not going to explore that today because that's not the topic. Anyway, they say that the older girl also threatened to bully Rebecca's friends if they remained close with her and used social media in the harassment. One classmate interviewed by investigators said she was afraid to be friends with Rebecca for fear of being attacked by the 14-year-old. Okay. Sometime in late 2012 or early 2013, classmates said the older girl turned the 12-year-old suspect against Rebecca. This is the 12-year-old girl that was also had been arrested, who had been Rebecca's best friend. In February, the 12-year-old girl beat up Rebecca at the behest of the 14-year-old girl, the officials said. After that, school officials suspended the 12-year-old girl. After Rebecca killed herself, the 12-year-old, accompanied by her mother, apologized to Rebecca's mother for bullying her. One of Rebecca's last messages apparently was a text to a North Carolina boy saying, quote, "I'm jumping and I can't take it anymore," end quote. Okay, there is so much fucked up shit here. I can't even, well, actually I can. I'm going to get into it. There's a lot here. Oh, by the way, just so that all of you know, the 14-year-old girl, on top of all of this, also stole Rebecca's boyfriend from her. Yeah, she did. My guess is that because it wasn't that hard, because I'm willing to bet as a 14-year-old, she was willing to put out quite a bit more than 12-year-old Rebecca. I know that's crass, but it's probably true. Think about it now. 14-year-old girl, most likely more likely to put out quite a bit more than a 12-year-old. Just saying. I'm saying it's right. I'm just saying that's probably what happened. No, there's a lot here that is disturbing on so many levels. Let's start out with the entire point of today's show. Are modern kids just a pack of pussies? In a lot of ways, I think they are. You know what? Using my own personal experience and the experience of a lot of my friends and family that I grew up with and that I know, growing up in a city like New York, or even here in cities like Los Angeles, or wherever. We grew up with actual physical bullying. Okay, it wasn't just people calling us names. I mean, I got called names every day of my life when I was growing up. If you've ever were to see a picture of me when I was between, say, 11 and 15 years old, you'd swear that my nose was trying to swallow the rest of my head. At least that's what it felt like to me. And people consistently, daily, regularly just made fun of me and my nose. They would tease me. They would taunt me. They would make fun of me. I'm talking like an entire class of people, okay, and a room full of people. Like we're talking about 30 students at a time making fun of me, laughing at me. Somebody's making jokes. Everybody's laughing. At no point did anybody go, "Hey, you guys should stop that. That's hurting his feelings." No, that didn't happen. You're hurting his feelings. Don't do that. That didn't happen, okay? The teachers didn't stop it, all right? And it wasn't just me, all right? I noticed that this happened across the board with a lot of other people, a lot of other kids. And again, growing up in the Bronx in New York City, I was the victim of physical assaults. People actually kicking my ass. People demanding my money. I didn't have any. So after a while, they stopped asking for it and then would just kick my ass out of frustration. But these are the things that happen. I was, threatened with knives. I was threatened with physical violence. I was the victim of physical violence. These things happened. The idea that people were spreading rumors about me, saying I was a fag, or maybe I was a pussy, or I was a mama's boy, or I was Jehovah's Witness. That one was almost true because my mother is a Jehovah's Witness, and that was not a good thing to be in the Bronx in New York City, by the by. Not fun. But, these were things I dealt with. At no point did it ever occur to me to kill myself over it. Now, I am from the school of there are always going to be bullies. Always. In most situations, when it comes to bullies have been bullied themselves by somebody else. A lot of times an older sibling or an older classmate or just somebody else on the street somewhere bullied them, and then they pass it on to somebody else, who passes it on to somebody else, and then they eventually pass it on to you. And the cycle of life continues, okay? Whoever's on the bottom rung will one day get old enough to bully the people below them. It happens. It's called the pecking order. Now, one of the things they would always tell me when I was a kid is to stand up to your bullies. And I'll have to tell you, for my own part, it was actually decent advice. I used to get picked on back in grade school by this kid named Charlie. Charlie loved picking on me, loved making fun of me, loved pushing me around all the time. And one day, I didn't take it anymore. And I took a swing at Charlie. I chased Charlie. I went after Charlie. And after that, Charlie and I had no problems. But this is not what we prescribe to our children these days anymore. Okay, really quick, before we're going to go to break really soon. Okay, for those of you who are parents out there and are listening to me and you're thinking to yourself, this guy is so fucking full of shit. Okay, yes, I am. I don't have kids. I'm not a parent. I'm telling you what I know from my own personal experiences, because I know that a lot of you out there resent the idea of anybody that doesn't have children trying to give you parenting advice. I'm not giving you parenting advice. That would be wrong of me. What I'm giving you is my experience and what I've seen and observed in my life. Okay? I'm not telling you that how you raise your kids is wrong. I'm just telling you what I know about me and how I grew up and what I observed around me. All right? At no point will I ever tell you that I'm a better parent than you are without actually having children of my fucking own. That's bullshit. All right? That is absolute 100% bullshit, and I will not say that to you guys. Okay? You guys are the parents. You guys are the ones who actually have to be out there in the trenches, dealing with your kids' bullies, their friends, their teachers, their schools, their fucking bus drivers, their everything, their homework, their cell bill, you're the ones. Okay? So I will never ever tell you that I'm a better parent than you. I'm never ever going to say that I know how to raise your kids better than you can. Bullshit. When it comes to that, I'm a complete moron. I'm a complete retard. You are the parenting expert. All right? But what I'm talking about now is what I know. And what I know is that we're going to take a break. And I'll be back with more of this when we come back from that break. And here's more Deep Sleep. And their song, Me and My Television. Hell, that's one of my best fucking friends. I'm Joe the Shirt. I'm off the cuff, and I'll be right back.
Maybe it's not there. Some call it hope or superstition. Maybe we don't care. But those nights are over a summer dreamer. When you showed dead, I wasn't so surprised to see your face and the future's dead. The cars of caution, blind emotion, this truth again, rushing again. It's our mission. I'm another television. It's the transmission. In the end, in the end, in the end, in the end, in the end. Me and my television, vision, vision, vision. Me and my television, vision, vision, vision. Maybe it's not dead. Some call it hope or superstition. Maybe we don't care.
Joe the Shirt is back. And he's off the cuff. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the extra long break, but I really, really, really needed to pee. Before we get back into today's topic, are modern kids just a pack of pussies? We're going to do celebrity birthdays. I know. I just did that. I'm sorry. I know you're all like on the edge of your seat listening in, but oh my God. Okay. Celebrity birthdays. And there's a lot of them today. If your birthday is October 18th, you share that birthday with none other than the one and only Tommy Hitman Hearns. Turns 55 years old today. If you've watched TV in the last decade or so, then you should know who Chuck Lorre is at 61 years old. Frida Pinto is 29 years old. She was in Slumdog Millionaire. The one and only Pam Dauber from Mork and Mindy is 62 years old. Martina Navratilova is 57 years old. And by the way, I'm glad my girlfriend isn't in the room for that one, because she'd probably be like correcting the way I just said that. Football legend Mike Ditka is 74. Zac Efron is 26. You remember him from High School Musical and his recent drug addiction problems. Again, the one and only Chuck Berry is 87 years old, musical legend. The Muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme, is 53 years old. Erin Moran, you remember Happy Days? Remember Joni? Joni Loves Chachi? That's Joni. Erin Moran is 53 years old. And the one and only, one of the very first masturbation foci of any young boy's life from the 60s and 70s, Dawn Wells, also known as Marianne on Gilligan's Island, turns 75 years old. Dawn Wells, way to fucking go. Oh my God. You ask anybody, man, it was always Marianne before Ginger, okay? If you had a choice, Marianne or Ginger, you went Marianne. Somehow she had the better body, she was cuter, and she didn't act like a total cunt all the time. Anyway, are modern kids just a pack of pussies? Now, there are two sides of any bullying incident. Okay, there is, of course, the bully, and then, of course, there is the bullied. I have been the bullied quite a few times in my life. I haven't bullied too many people in my life. Not to the extent that I was ever bullied, not to the extent that kids bully anybody. It's not like I was a jock or anything. The only real bullying I ever did, to be perfectly honest with you, was when I was a stand-up comic. If I was on stage and anybody was like being disrespectful during my show, then I'd go after you. But that was expected for the profession. Okay? Now, here's the thing. If your kid's a bully, that is probably coming from you. You have probably done something to make your kid a bully. Maybe you've bullied them yourself. Maybe you've let other older siblings bully your kid to the point where they decide that they need to bully somebody else. All right? And bullies exist. They happen. It's not the biggest deal on the planet. Okay? How far the bullying goes, that's a different story. Now, in this case, we're talking about a 14-year-old girl who she made fun of another girl. Have you ever met, I don't know, a group of 20 or 30 girls between the ages of 12 and 14? Seriously, they make Lord of the Flies seem like Romper Room, okay? 12 girls between the ages of 12 and 14 years old are some of the bitchiest, cattiest, nastiest human beings on the planet, okay? They make gay guys seem well-adjusted, all right? So let's not act like these are normally kind, loving, sweet human beings. No. Little girls are little fucking bitches, all right? That's a fact. And if your little girl isn't a bitch yet, just wait. She probably hasn't hit double digits in age yet. She's probably still like 9 or under. Okay? But what really bothers me about the story is not the bullying, because like I said, bullies exist. They will always exist. What bothers me is that this girl was so vulnerable to bullying that she killed herself. I think it's a complete tragedy that a 12-year-old girl feels that her life at 12 is already so fucking bad that she needs to take a header. She needs to jump off a fucking building and kill herself. Now, again, I don't want to sound like I'm blaming, like I know parenting better than parents, because I'm not a parent. But kids, myself included, when I was a kid, I got my sensibilities, my sense of self, my sense of self-worth, and ego from my parents. My mother in particular, because my father was a no-show, and my stepfather, well, he was just another bully as far as I'm fucking concerned. But, my mother, instilled a sense of self-worth into me to let me know that, hey, I'm worth something. And if I ever got bullied, I would tell her about it. And you know what she would tell me? She said to go out and kick his ass. And then I would. Sometimes I got my ass kicked back. But then that bully didn't try to kick my ass again. These days you can't do that. You can't tell your kids if somebody's bullying you to fight back. No. You have to have counseling. You have to have a parent-teacher conference with the other parents. And everybody comes in and we all talk about it. And it's all a bunch of bullshit because all the bully knows in that situation is you told, and now I'm going to kick your ass even more. And if you tell again, I'm going to kick your ass even harder. And it doesn't work. But now we've come to the place where we have cyberbullying. Which, I can't believe that any child on the planet is so undeveloped that they are affected by what they see and read on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever the fuck. Seriously? I honestly believe that if your child is that deeply affected by what they see on the internet, written by other children, that they kill themselves, then yeah, I'm going to say you didn't do your job as a parent. Now, one of the things that my friend Penny was talking about, which she thinks it's ridiculous that, that these girls are being brought up on charges. And so do I. There have been instances in this country where in these type of situations where people are being brought up on murder charges, and I'm like, oh, that's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I'm like I said, people have told me to kill myself plenty of times. They told me to go off and die plenty of times. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. Again, I don't mean to say that you are bad parents if your child is being affected by this. But your parenting is involved. Your child's ego, more often than not, tends to be a direct reflection of how it is you deal with your child. My mother praised me, but she didn't praise me for every little thing that I ever did. She admired my intelligence. She admired my resolve. She admired my ability to speak up for myself and, be eloquent about it. She didn't really care when I, was a smart aleck, and she gave me a quick backhand when I was. But she also taught me the difference between being a smart aleck in one situation and being a smart aleck in a different situation. Like if I smart-assed to some kid at school who's giving me shit, that's fine. I smart off to her or one of the people in her church, that's a backhand. Do I think these kids, these little girls, 12 and 14 years old, should be brought up on charges? Like I remember the charges being, once again, felony aggravated stalking. Yeah, sure, why not? But so what? What's the worst that's going to happen? They spend a little time in juvie? They got a slap on the wrist? What it all really boils down to is that this little girl, poor Rebecca Ann Sedgwick, she killed herself. And I'm not going to be so crass as to blame the parents, but I will be so crass as to say that something could have been done by the parents to prevent this. How did she get to the Lakeland cement plant in the first place? How does she get into the building? How does she get to the top of it? How was she able to just take a dive? Are modern kids just a pack of pussies? Some of them, yeah. But then again, those pussies have always existed. There are those of us, you know them, you've met them, whether they're young children or full-grown adults. You know the people around you who you think it's just a matter of time before they take themselves out, before the stress of just existing becomes too much for them. You know who I'm talking about. You see them every day. You talk to them. You might make jokes with them, have lunch with them maybe, I don't know, work with them. But you know who they are. But I'd like to think that, kids should have a little more support. They should have a chance to become adults and then make that very, very adult decision. I don't think that suicide in and of itself is wrong. I think that suicide when you're a child and have a lack of understanding of what it is to really be a human being, I think that's when it's wrong. You're 12 years old, you don't know shit about shit. When you're 12 years old, you think that what's happening right now is the most important thing in the universe. And it's up to your parents to tell you that it's not. And you won't believe them a lot of the time, if any of the time. You'll think they just don't understand you. They just don't know you. And you know what? A lot of times, you're wrong. They do understand you. They've been there. They've been there. We've been there. I was 12 years old once, and so were you. And that means that you understand what your kid's going through. And some kids are better than others at hiding how they feel. And sometimes you miss all the signs. Are modern kids just a pack of pussies? Nah. I think modern kids are just kids adapting to a modern way of bullying, modern way of dealing with things. But just like when I was a kid, then as now, I don't think killing yourself should be the answer, ever. Very few things in life are ever that bad. I'm getting a little heavy again, aren't I? Sorry about that. I can't help myself. When it comes to kids like this, it hits a little close to home because I've known kids, when I was growing up, that killed themselves. And I'm sure most, if not all of you have as well. In any case, that is my time for today. I hope on some level you enjoyed the show. And we're going to go out with more Deep Sleep and their latest song, or at least the one I'm playing now, Radio High. I'm Joe the Shirt. I've been Off the Cuff. Thank you for listening.